The United Arab Emirates has called for a quick end to the conflict to protect the wider region. So let's head there now. Sally Lockwood is a journalist and broadcaster who joins us from the Middle East. Morning to you, Sally. What response from the Emirates, as well as Saudi Arabia too, and perhaps even the Houthis, who are a proxy of Iran in the Yemen?
Hello, Matt. Yes, we're beginning to get some public reaction from Gulf and Arab countries to this intervention by the US overnight. And as expected, they are calling for a peaceful resolution to this conflict. No one in this region wants to see this spilling into a wider conflict, but certainly it is something that people here talk about. The UAE, for instance, prides itself as being one of the safest places in the world to live. People enjoy that sense of safety here and the lifestyle. But certainly in the last week or so, since Israel attacked Iranian nuclear facilities, people do feel more anxious and a little bit on edge. Now, since that attack by Israel, around 20 Arab nations came out, either in joint or individual statements, condemning the attack and calling for de escalation and diplomacy. And we're already hearing from some of those nations again today. Oman, Iraq, and Saudi have come out, reiterated their condemnation, and called for de escalation. But particularly strong words from Qatar, I should say, that's warned the current dangerous escalation in the region may lead to catastrophic consequences at both the regional and international levels. Now, we of course don't know whether Iran will react, how they could react, but one of the big concerns is, of course, that there are 40,000 US military personnel in the Middle East in bases in Kuwait, Bahrain, Saudi, here in the UAE, and of course in Iraq. And there is concern that there could be a target on US assets in the region. I should say that Gulf nations and Iraq are also monitoring radiation levels. Now, there's been no suggestion yet that there's been any contamination. In fact, the IAEA has said there's been no increase in offsite radiation levels in Iran, which will be reassuring to many. But certainly, I would say the region definitely feels at a very tense moment.
Sally, we've seen obviously in recent months how Israel has attacked Iranian proxies, Hamas and Hezbollah in particular. But I mentioned at the top there the Houthis, who are still fairly active in Yemen, and if they wanted to, could have a stranglehold over the Gulf of Aden and shipping there. And they have responded, haven't they?
Yeah, that's right. Thanks for reminding me, Matt. Hezbollah has once again reiterated that they are not going to intervene in this conflict, which they came out and said after Israel attacked Iran's nuclear facilities. They've reiterated that again today. The Houthis, however, have said that it's just a matter of time before there's some sort of reaction from them. Now, many of you will remember that the US agreed a peace deal, essentially a ceasefire with the Houthis back in May to stop them attacking international shipping. And that was happening from the Houthis in support of Palestinians in Gaza. So that was seen as a real breakthrough by America. But essentially, it seems that that ceasefire is probably now off. And certainly the Houthis have said it's just a matter of time before they respond to this US intervention, joining Israel in attacking nuclear facilities in Iran.
Sally, let's talk about the Saudi aspect of this. It was only last month, of course, that Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince, welcomed Donald Trump to the country. No love lost between Saudi and Iran. No love lost, of course, between Saudi and the Houthis either. They're fairly key to this, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, the Saudis were one of the first to come out and condemn this attack by Israel on Iran. And they've been one of the first nations as well to go public today to condemn the attacks once again, now that we've seen US intervention. But like you say, they have also very close relations with the US. It was Donald Trump's first international state visit, apart from that quick visit to the Vatican for the Pope's funeral. Saudi was his first choice once again, as it was in his first term in office. And he did huge financial deals for America with Saudi. They are very close allies. But we should also remember that Saudi and Iran, who were arch rivals, have also normalized relations in recent years. And it's going to be very interesting to see what role they may play in all of this. But certainly, Saudi has already come out publicly today to condemn this intervention by the US and these attacks on Iranian soil.
Sally, good to see you. Thanks for joining us from Dubai this morning.